This is one of the ones where I don't know how long the video is going to be because I just turned on the camera and I just wanted to rant real quick because I let y'all slide with the pink sauce. I know you hearing me say let y'all slide and then you go watch those videos and you think, Leon, you did not let anybody slide in that. I really did. I let that corner of the world slide. You know the corner that likes to stand loud and proud and say, you should support black businesses. Black businesses do no wrong. Black businesses need your support. How dare you not support a black business?
I do not care how hard times get. I will never, ever, ever issue a chargeback to a Black-owned business that I know I bought products from. Issuing a chargeback to a Black-owned business that you know you bought the products from is crazy. Especially when you reached out to them via email and phone call. Insane behavior. Insane behavior. No words. Genuinely no words. So people are so just ridiculous in 2023.
Capitalism was built on stolen land, stolen labor, and stolen resources. And a check today could not undo the cumulative impact of generations of that stolen wealth in all of those categories. And so I think it has to come in the form of land, labor, and resources in an ongoing fashion. And there are structures that we have that could be flipped to begin to do that reparations. In fact, my opponent here mentioned 5 Points and the corridor and what has happened to our businesses there. Part of what has catalyzed that exponential decimation of Black businesses is the 5 Points bid, the Business Improvement District, which further steals from the community through taxation. And I think there's a model that could be redistributed. Instead of a bid collecting extra taxation from the Black and brown businesses that are struggling, you could be collecting those extra taxes from white-led businesses all over the city and redistributing them to Black and brown owned businesses who are not part of the bid or who are simply just Black or brown owned. And that's one way to give back. In the business form fashion. I think when we talk about resources being returned, this is where consumer-owned or municipally owned resources are important because we are locked out of owning our control over our basic needs like water or utilities or any of those things. There is a way for us to change that structure and put Black and brown people in ownership positions over our basic needs. I also really want to point out that the Basic Income Project could be, if it were focused, an important way to return a check to an individual in an ongoing fashion. But in its current format, is not reparations or not close to reparations. One, it doesn't focus on Black and brown people. Two, what they are experimenting with is unhoused people, and it's not a livable or prosperous wage, it is a welfare wage. And we know how that has worked. Those types of checks have not served us well, and we need to go far beyond welfare wages and go to prosperous wages because we don't want to just survive anymore, and reparations goal should not be survival, it should be repairing the harm which is this entire economy.
Thank you.
I let that corner of the world slide because pink sauce was the easiest example. It's a woman who had a faulty product. Everybody knew she had a faulty product, but for some reason people wanted to say that if you criticized her, you hated Black women. When they brought somebody on a talk show to talk about her criticisms, they got more mad at the critic instead of the person who had a faulty product. Then, months later, we come to find out she's a liar who doesn't know how to read a contract and was taking people's money for a profit because she is not financially responsible. And even still, there was a piece of me that wanted her to thrive and wanted her to succeed. But as I thought about it more and more, Fuck her. She doesn't deserve to succeed. She deserves to fail and never be trusted with business ever again. And need I remind you, she didn't know what the FDC was. She is not financially responsible and she is not business savvy. But we're going to ignore that and we're going to pay attention to people who own restaurants, people who want to sell food, people who want to sell a product to you, and they just so happen to be black. Some of these individuals, gotta say it again for the people in the back, some of these individuals who are black and own restaurants and own businesses, period. We're not just gonna keep it to food. Black businesses, some of them are not trustworthy. There are people who like to say the white businesses do nothing but scam and a black business would never do such a thing, not realizing that those black businesses, some of them, have to say that for the people who are hard of hearing, some of them have the same ability to fuck you over as a white business, but your eyes are so blinded to them being black that you just take it in the ass because you're that much of a whore. In walks a guy by the name of Keith Lee, former MMA or still MMA fighter, I don't know, turned TikTok food critic. He's a popular food critic. He goes to all these different mom and pop shops, whether if it's a big business, small business, and goes and gives an honest review. And honestly, some of the most wholesome shit I could see, because this dude really brings in business if the food is good. Even if it's bad, some people bring in some good business after that because they want to try it and they want to see if the experience is going to be just like Keith Lee's.
You always say who has not. And God said you walking in light, you got to receive the light. Instead of crying, you need to rejoice. Because guess what? That man walked into your establishment and God put that on his heart with all his friends and family and his mother and his kids say, you know what, I want to be a blessing to others.
We just left Six Flags.
God don't make no mistake.
If you wonder why this video started different than all of my other videos, it's because this was different than all my other videos. Let's talk about it. Me and my family are at ATL and we decided to go to Six Flags as a last minute family night. Six Flags didn't have much food, so we was hungry, but Six Flags closed at 11 p.m. And my god sister actually lives in Atlanta, so we asked her where should we eat. She recommended a place called Jamaican Jerk Biz. It was only 7 minutes away from Six Flags. But what we didn't know is they also closed at 11 o'clock. But my god sister decided to call anyway just to see if there was possibility that we can get food. Mind you, my god sister never said I was with her, so they had no ideas for us. But they said no rush, absolutely we will stay open. You just come in when y'all get done with the party. I had no intention of recording anything, so my god sister walked in and grabbed the food. I came in maybe like 10 minutes later and the owner immediately started crying. She said she'd been DMing me for the last year to come to the restaurant. God is amazing, and this is how that went.
You're so nice in person too. Oh my God.
I appreciate you.
You're so happy.
Thank you. And again, you stayed late and you had no idea it was us.
I didn't.
I appreciate you. What time y'all close?
We close at 11.
It's 11:52.
We close at
You put your order in already?
They making it now, the pastas. I wrote to him so much, I had my message like,
So why you guys been waiting on his food then?
no, they making it. That's
Fresh.
fresh. Okay.
And again, you making it like that, and I'm gonna reiterate, she had no idea it was up for us. You want a drink? I love that. No, I'm good. I appreciate you, though.
No, but what I'm trying to tell you, I used to send him so much messages that I used to just copy and paste.
After hearing her story and seeing the customer service, I was taken back. I asked her what her sales for the day, and I completely matched them.
I said you didn't charge her yet, did you?
No, I
Okay,
didn't.
for sure. Can I ask you a question? What sales did y'all make today?
26.74.
2,600? Can I pay you that? Can I pay you that?
They're gonna pay me out so good.
Can I pay you that? I want to match your sales for the day.
Oh,
He wants to match us.
I want to match your sales today. So charge my card for $26.73. Yeah, I'm dead serious too. I'm dead serious. Charge my card for $26.73. That's what she said she made when sales today.
this is our sales, and one of them is.
Well, he's been all across the country, but this past week he's been in Atlanta, and it seems like a lot of places have been okay, but some places have been bad, and these places have been black-owned businesses, and he goes into these places not really using his social media status to get some clout or get some recognition or to get special treatment. He specifically brings up he is a regular dude. Yes, he has a following, and I know some of you dipshits are gonna be like, oh, well, he has a following, so he's a little bit different from everybody else. No, he treats himself like a regular guy, and he wants to be treated like every single other paying customer that comes into the establishment. That is a genuine human being. That is a good person. And if you mad at that, you're the piece of shit. He goes to these two different spots, one of which I think is called Milk and Honey or Honey and Grass or some dumb shit like that, who was popularized by having some really weird fucking rules as it pertains to their establishment. He goes there, he sends his family in, the mom says that they gotta wait an hour, then he goes in the building and they immediately got a table for him, and then he realizes this is not a business that deserves his money, so he leaves.
Me and my family are in Atlanta, and currently we are at the Real Milk and Honey. I got it, let's try it, and rating 1 through 10. As you can see, I don't have any bags in my hands. We are at the Real Milk and Honey on Main Street in College Park. Before we came, we attempted to call our order in. We were greeted with an automatic message that said they do not take call-in orders. The automatic message said the only way you can do pickup is through DoorDash. We went through DoorDash, they was closed. But online, it said they closed at 5 o'clock. We went on DoorDash at 4 o'clock, but we were already here, so we just went inside. I stayed in the car and my family went in, and they told them they were closed early for deep cleaning. Yet the door is wide open and it's people still going in and grabbing their orders. Now we have no idea if those people ordered beforehand or what the case is. Also, the people who relayed this message, my family said were really nice. It's just the rules. And so far being in Atlanta, I found some places do have unique rules, and this is one of them. I want to be very clear, we're not blaming one person or saying one person was rude. In plain terms, don't call this restaurant trying to get nobody fired. Ain't nobody do nothing. This is just the rules they had. If you don't like their rules not for you. And for me and my family, the rules just went for us. We just not their target audience. For the record, afterwards, I did walk in and they did recognize me and they attended the services, but I respectfully declined. I'm a normal person. I pay for my food like everybody else. I walk in spots like everybody else. We are all normal people. Respectfully, if you're not gonna do it then, don't do it now. God bless you. But yeah, we just trying to get some food. But I am gonna make this very clear. I do not support, condone, or agree tearing down these businesses. While we personally may not have the best customer service experience, that does not mean you will have the same experience. That also don't mean go on Twitter and tear these businesses down. At the end of the day, business owners are people. You never know what people are going through. The only reason I'm even making this is to share my authentic and real experience like I always do. I don't mean no harm, I don't have no malicious intent, but I always say I'm gonna be 100% honest, and that come with the good and the not so good. You don't know what nobody going through, so what we can't do is just judge off of somebody else's experience. If you like to go to these places or any other place that I've been to, I encourage you to go try it for yourself and make your own opinion. But we still in Atlanta and we on Main Street and it's a bunch of spots here, so we're gonna go to a different spot. God bless you, have an amazing day, y'all be safe.
He also stresses nobody should be sending negative reviews to them. That's his experience. Yours could be different. So fucking true. But for some reason, this business owned by black people wanted to act like they was the big dog in the room, thinking that they was special.
Did you see this Keith Lee video about the Real Milk and Honey?
And who is this Keith Lee?
Daddy, you don't know Keith Lee?
Yeah.
No.
No, you not. You a regular business just like everybody else. And the fact that you tried to big dog this dude thinking everybody was gonna be in support of you is absolutely fucking stupid, because how can you have a PR team that bad to where you think trying to act like you don't know who this is, even though the story doesn't add up, because once he was in the building, you immediately had a table ready for him. It does not make you look good in any circumstance. First and foremost, thank you, Keith Lee, for your pop-up and honest assessment, and for your acknowledgement of understanding that negative vibrations never win. Stay doing what you do and being positive, brother. Here comes the negativity. Second, let's address the negative people that obviously need time to heal within themselves, as they came in really hot without hearing or had a real understanding for what you actually communicated. Every business, small or large, successful or not, has worked really, really hard to try their best to make their mark in an extremely tough business. As a successful restaurant owner, I never drag anyone's business, even if I had a disappointing moment, because I have had principles and I know how hard any business has worked just to start. I commend any business and any person that got off their ass just to try. Keith, there's no love lost. We love you. And you know, I could believe that if the TikTok didn't directly contradict everything you were saying, because you was trying to fucking big dog him. And speaking of businesses trying to start and businesses trying to do good, it is a little bit concerning that the first rule on your house rules is we guarantee great food. Everything else is left to chance. We're trying our hardest, though. We really do. You are not really trying your hardest if you have to wait an hour to get some sloppy ass food, and then when a celebrity walk in, he immediately gets a table, then he leaves, and then you try to big dog him. You're not trying your best. You're trying to fuck your own business over. Do I think people who have never been there should be leaving negative reviews, talking about the food, talking about the customer service? No, because you've never been there. You should try to go there and see if the food is actually good. You should go there to try to see if you would get a good experience. You should not be basing your one lone experience from California to Atlanta and trying to compare it to a guy who went there to review some food. Not smart, and anyone who's done that is also a fucking dumbass. But it speaks levels and volumes that a black business, the disenfranchised poor African Americans trying to struggle in the here and now of 2023, are being dumbasses because they got embarrassed because their customer service is piss poor. Keith Lee did nothing wrong, and he deserved to be treated as a paying customer. Would he would have waited an hour? Probably not, because anyone who does that is fucking insane. But to act as if he did anything wrong to the point where you try to big dog him and do that passive aggressive, we love you, brother, keep the positivity going, is that bullshit that doesn't need any type of support. You deserve to be criticized because you're assholes trying to paint positivity while running a business like dumbasses.
Yesterday, me and my family were at the One Music Festival. Somebody who works with Candy Birds walked up to us and said they've been trying to reach us since we got to Atlanta. He said he'd been constantly emailing me and constantly DMing me for me to come to Old Lady Gang. I got it, let's try it, and rated 1 through 10. As you can see, I don't have any bags in my hands. Me and my family showed up and we attempted to order before we got here. We called the number they had connected on Yelp 3 times, no answer. We tried to order through DoorDash and it said it was temporarily closed. So when we pulled up, I sent my family in to order for us. They said on the weekends, due to being busy, they don't do any takeout at all.
They do to-go orders?
No, we don't do to-go on the weekends.
Oh, okay, so it's sit-in dining.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, sweetie. We appreciate you.
Which is completely understandable. So what we decided to do is my family's gonna go eat. They're just gonna come bring the food out while I'm sitting in the car, so they have no idea I'm here. My family asked how long the wait was to be seated. They said an hour to an hour and a half.
Yes, hour and a half.
Okay.
She also said they didn't have any reservations available, so they didn't take down any number, any contact information, nothing. My family then came and relayed that message to me, and I decided to go in myself. We walked in and we were greeted by a nice young lady. And then I met some amazing people who were eating there, and we took some pictures. God is amazing. As soon as me and my wife were done taking pictures, the lady said the table was ready. As always, I don't want any special treatment. I want to be treated like everybody else. I pay for my food like everybody else. I'm a normal person. I'm a normal customer. Things like this is exactly why I do reviews the way I do. Just because I have a certain amount of followers on social media don't make me different from nobody. My mom, my mom-in-law, my sister, they all paying customers just like me. So I want them to be treated just like me. So I asked how long the wait time has been today. She said an hour to an hour and a half. So which I then asked, how were you able to sit me in 5 minutes? This is her response.
How long are we looking for as far as wait?
I'm just gonna sit up there. Like 5 minutes. I don't know, wait, this all call came. Now it's whoever first come, first serve.
Again, my family just attempted to eat there less than 2 minutes ago. I then told her I changed my mind. We're gonna go eat somewhere else. And I said, God bless you. And I walked out.
On second thought, it's okay. We're gonna go eat somewhere else. So I appreciate it though. For sure. Thank you. God bless.
Thank you.
Y'all have a great day.
Have a good one.
Have a great day.
I'm gonna be very transparent and honest. I am frustrated. Me and my family just trying to eat food. That's all we try to do. At the same time, I am frustrated. I understand we are all humans. I do not agree. I do not support. I do not condone shaming this business based on my experience. Like every city we've been to since we've been on food tour, I go to an array of restaurants. From mom and pop shops to staples of the community to super popular to places nobody know about. And Atlanta has definitely been a unique experience for me and something I'll never forget. Thank you for inviting me. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart, genuinely. But I'm a normal person and I want to be treated like everybody else. God bless you. Have an amazing day. Y'all be safe. And I'm not playing. I understand everybody got their own opinions on situations, but don't go leaving them 0-star reviews. You ain't never been here before. If you like to, come experience it yourself and then leave your reviews. But just leaving a review based on my experience is crazy in my opinion. God bless you.
Yeah, he told them, they told him, when he walked in, they wanted to give him a table ASAP, but we told him we've been sitting in the cars, couldn't sit down, and they tried to let him skip in front of us. He like, nah, if they can't eat, I don't want to eat either, because how the hell y'all gonna give me a table and don't get them no table just because y'all know I got social media?
And you got these people after the fact and after all this traction became something to talk about on Twitter saying, oh, well, who is Keith Lee to be going in and reviewing food? Doesn't he need a culinary degree or some sort of experience to be reviewing food? And you know what? That would be a fair assessment because Keith Lee does have this TV show where the main purpose is going to different restaurants, reviewing the food, reviewing the customer service, reviewing the staff, reviewing the interior, reviewing the exterior. Oh, wait, that's fucking Gordon Ramsay. Keith Lee is just like any regular motherfucker on TikTok reviewing food. You don't need a culinary degree to see if chicken is raw or not. You bite into that shit and you see, it's good or it's fucking nasty. You don't need a culinary degree to review customer service. If they treat you like a real customer and with respect, great. If they don't, leave. You don't need a degree in understanding food to know how to toast a fucking Pop-Tart. And so to make that your stance, instead of just looking at it for what it is nonsensical. Businesses need to understand your customer is who's the one buying the product and saying if it's good or bad. And there are going to be some disingenuous people, like the ones who are leaving negative reviews and they've never even been to Atlanta, but there are going to be people who show up, who want to have a good experience, who want to eat some good food, who want to support black businesses, and yet they get treated as if they're shit, which means they're going to have the honest reaction, which will probably be a 2-star or a 3-star, saying, yeah, the food was all right, but customer service was kind of bad, or a 1-star saying the customer service was completely rude, or the food was really fucking bland. And that's something you would have to work on. You can't just accept all this negativity and say, oh, we're trying our best. No, fucking improve.
Yo, you know one thing that I hate about black-owned businesses, and it's not even about the attitudes anymore, because I go to Target, well, anyway, but everybody got a fucking attitude. Is that y'all scam so fucking much. Y'all motherfuckers scam so much, it's crazy. Either you don't want to give somebody their package, you're not replying back to anybody. Like, it's so sickening with the black-owned businesses, I don't even bother to fucking support anymore. Unless I see people that have gotten their stuff and I see videos and this, that, and the third, I'll do it. But as far as like me just scrolling past, oh, this looks, no, I'm not buying it. Like, I'm so tired of getting scammed, bro. Like, it's ridiculous. I don't know if it's the fact that they can't handle like a big amount of like orders. But my thing is this, even if you can't, you need to get with the program. You need to learn something. Stop trying to do everything yourself and get an assistant. Please.
So I'm going to use this comment as an example of what not to do and how exactly not to think. When white businesses stop being racist, then black businesses can improve. White businesses are not holding black businesses back. This is just pure ignorance. It's crazy to me how full-grown adults will say stuff like this. Racist and ignorant. So obsessed with race. So remember that barbecue joint I mentioned? Yeah, it's white people's fault. They don't clean up their tables. They got flies flying around the bathrooms, completely disgusting. There's barbecue sauce on the tables. Their drinks are spilled on the floor. That's white people's fault. Oh, and remember that barber I mentioned? Yeah, it's white people's fault that he would show up 20 minutes late smelling like weed. Also white people's fault. Girl, if you don't get out of my face with that. Again, this way of thinking is the problem. Not a shred of personal accountability in anything she said. It's everybody else, nothing's us.
I believe Keith Lee said it himself. You can't be great unless you start. And so when you sit there and you have all these people who will dick ride, get on their knees and just ride it like a rodeo about how black businesses need to be protected, you gotta understand these black businesses want to be able to make money, and they're not gonna do that big dogging their fucking customers. They're not gonna do that lying to them about how they don't know how to read a contract. They're not going to do that treating people like shit. They're going to do that by having a welcoming, safe space or a welcoming environment to where people could come in and support you, whether it be about food, whether it be about clothes, whether it be about belts, whether it be about weed, any of these things. You would want to have good repertoire with your customers so that you don't have anybody saying, yeah, y'all kind of give special treatment, and yeah, y'all customer service is ultimately shit. No business wants that. I don't know why we're having these handhold conversations with these black businesses. I don't know why we're allowing black businesses to be passive aggressive in situations where you wouldn't let a white person do it. So don't allow a black business to do it. I just saw a bunch of people last week bitching about a white woman opening a sushi restaurant, but for some reason that's a big problem and nothing regarding a black person that would do the exact same fucking thing, pretending as if a black person would know anything about fucking sushi. It's abysmal how we want to have these conversations, how we want to be honest, how we want to be true, but then when it comes time to actually give some criticism, it's, no, you can't do that, you can't do that, no. Keith Lee, honest food critic, one of the nicest people you're ever gonna see on the internet. If you never heard of him, and if you're somebody who likes food reviews, go follow him on TikTok, go follow him on YouTube, go follow him on Twitter. That's all you gotta do. And in regards to anybody who will sit here and get mad at Keith Lee or me for saying black businesses, some black businesses, I almost slipped my words right there, but I gotta make sure that I continue to say the specific thing for you slow individuals in the back. Some black businesses, the way they operate, deserve to fail and go out of business. And if they don't get their shit together, that's what's gonna happen. Whether it be Pink Sauce, Milk and Grass, or whatever other fucking business you claim to support, even though you don't give no money to the motherfucker. And that's all I gotta say. Subscribe to the channel, put your money where you'll actually be valued with product and service. I'll see y'all in the next one. Goodbye.